Did you hear that Lando Calrissian may get his very own Star Wars movie?
Ta-da!
That Bohemian Rhapsody released its first trailer? What about the latest disturbing controversy surrounding Lars von Trier's new film? No? We've got you covered. Welcome to the CineFiles, a weekly show where we zoom in on the biggest news Hollywood and the indie scene has to offer.
Hello.
Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to Mojo Talks for the CineFiles Extended Cut, a weekly discussion show where we break down the week's biggest stories. Link in the description below. Number 3, Bohemian Rhapsody releases first trailer.
So now what?
This is when the operatic section comes in.
Oh, the operatic section, yeah.
Rami Malek is definitely the great pretender, because the actor looks nearly identical to the music icon that is Freddie Mercury in this trailer. After waiting for what seemed to be an eternity after production struggles, the Freddie Mercury biopic titled Bohemian Rhapsody finally released the first full-length trailer, and the film looks stunning. Clocking in at just under 2 minutes, the trailer gives the audience a variety of concert shots and studio time throughout Freddie Mercury's career, with iconic songs blaring throughout. Another one bites the dust kicks off the rock and roll mood, followed by the titular Bohemian Rhapsody, and closes out with We Will Rock You.
Goes on forever, 6 bloody minutes.
I pity your wife if you think 6 minutes is forever.
The trailer has very little dialogue, save for a few comedic lines. The focus is clearly on the music that made Freddie one of the biggest music icons of all time. The movie hits American theaters November 2nd.
Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me, for me, for me.
Number 2, Lars von Trier's controversial film prompts over 100 walkouts at Cannes. Boos and walkouts aren't anything new at the Cannes Film Festival, but Lars von Trier's offering seems to have sparked even more outrage than usual.
Let me put it this way. Very few make it all the way without uttering a word.
The Danish filmmaker is no stranger to controversy, having directed the horror movie Antichrist, as well as being banned from the festival until recently for joking about sympathizing with Nazis. But his Cannes entry, The House That Jack Built, saw over 100 walkouts at its advanced screening, with one reviewer calling it, quote, gross, pretentious, vomitive, torturous, pathetic.
Some people claim that the atrocities we commit in our fiction are those inner desires which we cannot commit in our controlled civilization.
The scenes in question include star Riley Keough violently mutilating herself, Matt Dillon shooting children in the face, as well as animal torture scenes. The film, which also stars Uma Thurman, revolves around the murdering spree of a serial killer throughout several decades. It's not all negative news, however, as reports state that the film did receive a standing ovation at its official premiere.
Oh, it's probably a little different, but I hope you will see it.
Before we get to our final entry, here are a couple new releases.
We need them tough, morally flexible, and young enough to carry their own franchise for 10 to 12 years. We will be known as X-Force.
Isn't that a little derivative?
You're absolutely right.
You have less than 24 hours to rectify the situation.
You're in extreme danger. We have to leave now.
I feel alive. I feel open.
Number 1, Star Wars' Lando Calrissian to get his own movie?
Everything you've heard about me is true.
Well, we've heard the saying, if it's too good to be true, then it probably is, right? In an interview with French publication Premiere, then picked up by IO9, at the Cannes Film Festival, Kathleen Kennedy was initially quoted saying, "We think the next Star Wars spin-off will be dedicated to Lando Calrissian. Of course, there are still many stories to tell about Han and Chewbacca, but Lando will be next." Needless to say, with reviews calling Donald Glover's performance as the standout of the film, fans were excited of the prospect of more Lando. But again, if it's too good to be true, after publication, Lucasfilm reached out to Premiere and informed the French publication that their translation was incorrect. Instead, Kathleen Kennedy said, "We would love to tell a story about Lando one day, but it's not relevant. It would be fun to tell the story of Han and Chewie. Bummer." Fans will have to make do with Lando in Solo: A Star Wars Story, set for release May 25th.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.